In this video, we're going to be looking over this Minolta XG7 35mm film SLR camera equipped with the 45mm f2 prime lens. And my goal in looking over this camera that I'm getting ready for sale here is to show the types of things that you'd want to do in checking over one of these cameras, and we'll see how this one checks out. And hopefully it's useful in the future for you if you're looking at a camera like this and you want to know the things to look at. So the first thing we're going to do is load some batteries, because this camera requires batteries for function. So I'm going to open up this battery compartment here in the bottom. A nickel is the perfect key for that. And we're going to drop some of these batteries in and put that back in. And I always like to back it up a little bit there and make sure the thread's engaged right, and we'll close it up. Then what we can do on the top here is there's this battery check position right here. So we're going to just turn it back to that, and we see this red light right here. So we know that the batteries are in and it's functioning. So with it on here, I did look through the viewfinder, and with it on the A setting, depending on what you have the camera pointed at, it selects a different LED next to the shutter speed. So it picks the shutter speed based on your aperture and the lighting conditions. So that part seemed to be functioning. I thought what I would do here now is just step down through the shutter speeds, and we can here's that 1/1000th, 1/500th, 1/250th, 1/125th, 1/60th, 1/30th, 1/15th, 1/8th, 1/4th, 1/2, 1 full second, and the bulb setting where the lens will stay stopped down and the shutter will stay open as long as I hold the button down, and then it releases. We can check out the self timer by turning this up to the self timer position here, and then we can just point this at us here, and then we can see the red light flashing right here. So we'll let it complete its cycle. Okay, so that worked well. Now I thought what I'd do is take the lens off, and we'll just look at that a little bit. These Minolta lenses generally have very nice smooth focus, and this one seems to. Nice clicks on the aperture ring, and if we stop it way down to f16, we can see the aperture blades are quick and snappy when I actuate this lever. That's really important. One thing I noticed about this lens is that the filter thread is just a little bit out of round. Looks like maybe a little impact there, and a couple of places on here where it just isn't quite right, and I tried screwing a 49mm filter in and could not make it fit. I would imagine that just a little bit of massaging this would allow that to be done, but I haven't done it. Let's open this wide up and then look through with a bright LED flashlight, looking through. And when I look through here, it looks pretty good. I see some dirt, dust and stuff, but no fungus, which is really important. So I don't see any serious problems. There's just some internal dust. So the lens is reasonably good, except for this out of round condition. And then let's look at the camera a little bit more. One thing that's really important on these Minoltas is that this aperture follower ring be sprung properly and move freely, and this one does. That's good. I see the leatherette here. There's a place here where this is coming up. A little bit of damage there. That could probably be glued back down and be good enough. The lens release button is over here, and that worked when we mount the lens back there, and then we can take it off. So that's good. Let's go up here to the top. Here's where you set the ASA or the ISO value, and so we can pull up on this and turn that, and that works. The film rewind crank is in good condition with the part that flips up, and if we pull up on that, it pops the back open. And so we can look here at the curtains and the film transport over here. That all looks good. We go over here to the door. I do feel some light seal residue along these door edges, and that just means that there's some foam in these channels here that's breaking down and printing over onto these surfaces. At some point you'll want to get that replaced. This foam here feels kind of sticky and bad too, so it should have those seals replaced. The door latch as well. These models, there were some of these Minolta models that had this leatherette that kind of shrunk away, and so that's happened here. You can see the piece is smaller than the area that it was supposed to cover, and that's a real common thing when these are found today. So, and it's got a Minolta strap, and the rubber is still pliable on the shoulder pad, and there's a place to stow an extra set of batteries, so you always have an extra set with you. If you just open this up and stick some extra ones in there, so they would fit in there, and then you just have them with you. So a reasonably okay example of the Minolta XG7 needs some basic routine maintenance work and a little bit of work on this lens filter thread ring to allow the thread to go on with the filter.